First of all then, team news related stuff. How are you looking after Wrexham and ahead of Forest Green Rovers?
A couple of players are waiting on this weekend, so we'll see how they are. Ben Close is trained this week, which is a positive for us. So he'll come back into the consideration for the weekend. But yeah, there's a couple from last week's game that are touch and go.
Right. Who is that?
I'd rather keep it in-house, really. I don't want to be giving anything away to the opposition, as you know. So, yeah, we'll see. We'll give them the best possible chance to be available, but at the minute we'll see. We're not too sure.
However, the significance of Close being available to you again, how big is that to have an experienced lad back and available to play?
Yeah, well, he's a top player, Ben. He's played at League One level and played it very well for Portsmouth, and I've always been an admirer of him over the years, considering it's nice to have him here with us now, but been disappointed that we haven't seen him over the first 7 games. But there's a lot of games to be played, and we want to keep him fit because he adds real competition and he adds a different element to the way the midfield plays.
He's also experienced, isn't he? And sort of tying the issues from last Saturday together with just having a bit more nous in certain key moments. That's important, isn't it?
Yeah, I think big moments haven't been on our side so far. And I talk about, when we're on top and when we're having the spell in games, we need to score in that spell, and probably haven't done that enough this season. When we're under the cosh a little bit, we tend to concede. So it's not two good traits, but it's something I know that we can get better at and we can build on. Performance levels have been high over the last 4 or 5 games, which has been pleasing. But look, we want to turn them performances into wins. I have to say, I know it might be an old cliche, but it's probably the best I've seen the lads train this week. I know nothing's won on the training ground, but it's the base of what we want to work from. And so I'm hoping they can go and put a good performance on Saturday that can hopefully get us the win.
How do you address the mental side of the killer instinct, if you like, outside of a match day scenario? Because that's one of the phrases he used after the match at Wrexham last week. How can you deal with that?
Well, that's what we've focused on this week. There's been a different element to our training this week, which again we'll keep in-house, but we've focused a lot on that this week in terms of the mentality, the mental side of the game, when it's not so much physical, it's more mental. So it's making sure that we are ready for the challenges that come our way on Saturday. Because again, Forest Green have got good players in their team and players that can hurt you if you switch off for any moment in the game. So that's been a real focus of ours this week. It was a real point that we made as a staff on Monday morning, particularly myself driving it, that we need to work on that side of the game with the group. And I think we've seen a real benefit of this week.
Right. Allied to the fact that, as you say, performances in terms of style and a little substance have certainly got better in recent weeks. You've been more content with that element of it. This just seems like the final piece of the jigsaw to getting that victory.
Listen, we can't keep saying it, but I don't think we're too far away from turning things around. As the games go on, we need to start acting rather than speaking about it. But we do believe that things are turning, and again, I know we can't worry about it, but it's just frustrating, the injury side of it as well. And when you get people back and all of a sudden there's people doubts, and it's just, we haven't really got a consistent level on that yet. But we know that the performances are starting to improve in every game we play. We've had numerous people contact us after the Wrexham game, no other than Steve Cooper at Nottingham Forest, who sent a message to League Lovers and thought you were excellent, who was at the game. So we know that we're close, but close ain't good enough. Close ain't going to get you results. We need to be turning these performances into wins.
That type of thing, though, firstly, I wouldn't have been aware from the outside looking in that sort of thing happened, if you like, but from your perspective, it must be kind of reassuring that other managers, regardless of where they might be in the league ladder, are noticing and offering positive feedback.
Yeah, I mean, these things, they're great, but we don't want to be that team that, I thought you were great, but, you lost. So we want to be the team that can nick a win if we're not great, that can win when we're playing well. That's a team we want to be and are aiming to be. So hopefully we are starting to see a turn in terms of mentality of the players. Performance levels are definitely on the up, and we believe we're not too far away, but we need to start moving on it now.
Because one of the reasons I obviously wanted to address Close coming back is that a lot of the players that are injured are also experienced players, aren't they? Whether they are youngish but have played a lot of football or are older players. I would imagine it's trying to get that out of the younger element of the squad as they're making their first ways in senior football.
Yeah, but you only learn and you only learn and get better through mistakes, don't you? And that's in any life. So I think we are learning in certain moments at the minute. We're hoping those learning bits can be improved, and that's what we're doing on the training ground and with the players individually and as a collective. So we just got to remain consistent in terms of our messages, and hopefully, well, we do know that will turn. When? Who knows? Let's hope it's Saturday.
So Forest Green Rovers then, as a team, how do you sum them up? How do they go about their business?
We've seen them. We've watched them. Lee Glover's watched them. James Coppinger's watched them 2 or 3 times. We've seen a lot of the video. But again, this is a game for us that we will focus a lot on us. We know what they're about. Of course, we do. We do a lot of analysis of the opposition, but we want to work on what we think can help us win the game, and that's what we've been doing this week. It's the same again today, and we'll do that again tomorrow. Elements where we think, there's areas there where we can expose them and hurt them, and that's, in every game. But we feel, we know they've got good individuals in their team. They know we've got players that can hurt you. It was only a week and a half ago they beat Shrewsbury 3-0 at home. So it'll be a tough game, like all games in this level. But we need to make sure we continue them performances that has shown over the last 4 or 5 games, and let's see if we can turn it into a win.
Just one more, if I may. When I was going to ask about Close, I forgot about Taylor. Taylor, in terms of being around, where is he?
He's still on the mend. He's still a little bit away. He's in and out a little bit at the training ground at the minute. So it's a complex one. It would probably need for you to sit down with the physio or someone, and he'll explain it to you. It's a little bit complex. But John is obviously is an important part to what we do, whether he's not playing or is playing. He's massive to us. So having him in and around the training ground when he's right is good. And obviously, yeah, it is where it is at the minute.
In layman's terms, then, obviously for me, does that mean setbacks or just slow progress? Just
slow progress. Just a bit of a day by day sort of case with John Taylor. It's I can't really give you any time scale on it. I don't think he could. It's just taking it day by day to see how he goes.
So, thank you.
Right.
So.
Just whilst rushing on, Grant, Richard Wood, is he okay for Saturday?
He's getting there. We'll see. Again, he'll be a late call whether we involve him or not. He ain't done a lot on the grass, but with a tight calf strain or soleus strain, if you want to call it that, they do take a little bit of time, don't they? So it's we'll see. He's never really had a muscle injury. In fact, he's never had a muscle injury before, Richard Wood. So it probably shows you the luck that we're having at the minute. So we'll see. We'll take again. It's a day by day sort of thing with Richie.
Yeah. Is there a losing mentality at this club, do you feel? Because there's been a lot of defeats over the last 2 years. I know you can't comment on too much on what's before, but is that something that yourself, Cliff, and the other staff have noticed?
I think you're right. I don't think we can comment on what's happened. We want to try and turn this club into a winning football club, a winning football team, and that's what we're trying to do. We've seen a lot of pluses over the last 4 or 5 games that we can turn it around, and we can make us, a force in this division, like we said when we first came in here. But everything takes time.
Do you think you can still do that this season?
Yeah, of course. There's a long way to go. There's 39 games left or something like that. So there's a lot of games to be played. So that's our aim.
Yeah, just picking up on some of the stuff you spoke about with Andy. Obviously, our post-match against Wrexham, you mentioned the fear factor. How do you instill that into other teams? Do you need to give someone a hide-in to instill that into other sides?
I think it comes with winning. I think it comes with reputation. I think Wrexham have got a fear factor. considering with what's going on behind the scenes at the football club and players they have and goals they've scored and the television programme and stuff like that, I think they will win a lot of games there because of that fear factor. We want to get that here, at our own stadium. That fear factor, I've been used to that here the last time I was here, where it's a tough place to come, and we want to have that about us as a football team. But that comes with winning. It's a byproduct of good performances, good wins, and looking strong, looking hard to beat. Is
there anything that's impressed you the most about the players since you've come into the club?
We've got a really good group, honestly, and I said this before and keep saying it. They train brilliantly all the time. Attitudes are first class. I think, like I said, this week has probably been the best I've seen them. And when I say the best, we've had everybody on it. Sometimes we've had one or two that's not quite there. This week it's been a real focus-driven week, and they've been good. So I'm hoping and praying that this week can lead us to good things at the weekend.
Did you do anything on Monday to get them back up again, or was that just something organic?
Yeah, we always pick them up. And if there's bits we need to show them, we'll show them, but we'll always pick them up with positive stuff. So the week hasn't changed. We've remained consistent in terms of how we work.
Yeah. Final one. Would you take a scrappy, ugly 1-0 win at this stage?
Yeah, listen, I think we all want a win, don't we? We want a win to get up and running in the league, really. So there's hopefully Saturday's the time.